Ladies and gentlemen, there is something that's quite a number of time has been perturbing me. It has been agitating my mind and my thought process as well, because I've been thinking about it. One, the essence of donation. I will cover it after I've delivered my point at this opening formula, just at this juncture. That's why you need to wait so that you get to know what do I mean by the essence of donation. There is also some things that if anybody in Jabu answer will come up with an issue or raising alarm or speak to or against something, therefore the lazy gang will come and challenge it or justifies it as a mere drama stage. More so, at this moment where an issue of theft is at alarming stage and in Nyaboanze, therefore you must find AMQAROL, Black Beauty plus the adherents equating or raising this kind of issues of theft with just a mere quest of sympathy and donation. And that's the reason why I want to talk about or take you through what we call the essence of donation, mostly in the West. Leave about the African context, because in African context, it barely and squarely means something. That's why people from the West has got no problem whenever they give. So today, we need to resolve these matters going forward. But there are several questions that I need to ask before I venture into this question, because this question itself is creating some substantial kind of a porous ground that people have been vexing the emotion against the MROs or any other potential YouTuber that are doing well, who is a hard worker in Nyaboanze. People have been listing them to be beggars or seeking sympathies, dramas for donators. And these are the things that I need to demystify going forward, if you permit me to do so. Question number one. Is it true that things and dogs, so to be specific, has been stolen in Nyaboanze? Is it? You know the answer. Question number two. Is it bad when people come out or a community to talk about an issue that is life-threatening them in their community? Number three, why must lazy gang and the adherent always connect the issues that are so sensitive, that are life-threatening in the Nyaboanze, just connect them to a mere drama stage just for donation quest? You know, those three components of the questions are very important. But whenever you be honest and answer them right, therefore you'll get to know why the agitation is coming from Nyaboanze. So this is a sensitive matter, life-threatening, that can never be equated to drama stage or quest for donation, because donation itself is not justice. But the issue of itself is an issue of advocacy at the community level whenever they come and speak to it. Therefore, the only quest they're seeking is justice. And that's why you saw NASTO going to the police. That's why you'll see when Amarwa, there's the issue of theft, even at that time, he went to the police and the culprit was apprehended. So David Jr. did the same. Maybe to answer you, in the affirmative, capital yes, there has been records of theft and still continuing, and the dogs have been stolen as well. So for the people who are just beating the drums of war, the drums of facilitated kind of theft out of jealousy, therefore you're the people who are orchestrating all this kind of social vices or injustices within the community itself. It's either you are a pro it, you are a sympathizer, And now at the end, you want to justify it. Therefore, it is not bad for talking up to this kind of issue, because the level of awareness must be created going forward. Gagging and speaking or challenging people who are speaking about it merely means you are justifying these social injustices to continue skyrocketing in Nyaboanze. Something that I'm getting it off, because I cannot find your social bearing when it comes to the issue of morality. So guys, in our today's video, we want to deliberate on the essence of justice, the essence of donations. Then at the end, I want also to give us the concept of how African normally looks bad when it comes to the issue of theft, and how such kind of theft are normally orchestrated by the people because out of jealousy itself. Because there are also video of illustration that I will also give you here, so that you hear how some some minions elsewhere were justifying all this kind of heinous act going forward. So if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, kindly click at the notification bell so that whenever I put a video, YouTube channel notify you instantly. To my loyal subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. So let's dive in after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube chit chat. This is my YouTube channel and my name is Sinazar. So the essence of donation here is, into the West, if you like to compare and contrast, one, in the West, which means the Western people, the Europe, the UK, the USA, and the rest, leave alone the East, only in the African context, the issue of donators itself is being viewed in different perspectives. But I want to speak to the West first. You know, in the West, when somebody gives a donation, or gives a reward, or gives a freebies, particularly such kind of freebies and a reward, it's quite discriminative. Why am I saying discriminative? It's surely directed to the people who are working hard. So the person who is giving or just being given is the hard worker. So in the West, they only reward hard work. They only reward people who are at the potential of doing their best. So anytime you see the AMQAROLs, the NASTO of this world, plus any other hardworking any YouTuber that is being given, so these are the people who have proven a record and into its entirety that they have got a potential and a greater heights of putting more in work, and they are aiming at the best. So anytime donation will come, remember, these people are rewarding the hard work. They're rewarding the potentiality that they're seeing in those people of doing all this. That's why you see the likes of Bill Beauty and AMQAROL will feel so bad, because towards themselves, they don't get them. The reasons why they don't get them, because there is no potentiality in the hard work, because the hard work is only to orchestrate mayhem. The hard work is only to orchestrate disunity and bring other people down. While these people, they are restoring dignity and restoring humanity, and they're continuing to make this world a good place than they found it. That's why you don't get it. That's why you'll see the likes of NASTO will come in, portray a situation in the community the way it is, an issue of the dog theft, then you'll still see the donation is coming in, not because they begged, because the hard work itself, that the people are seeing and identify themselves with such kind of hard work, therefore the donation will come. This is why the people of the West will continue giving. That's the essence. They give a reward. They reward hard work. But in the African context, the donation itself, it's either will be given towards the vulnerable people, or the people whom they pity, or the weaklings. That's why you'll find the lazy gang want to sit down, do nothing but expect to be given, expect to be fed. So this is what they lack, and this is the disconnect that themselves cannot see. I hope from today it has desilted going forward. Guys, I also don't want to bother you much with a lot of essence of donations, because it's well understood and it's as desilted. Now, let me introduce the main topic that I wanted to discuss, the African concept of theft. How theft was being understood in the African concept. First, it's a vice in African context. Secondly, any person who involved themselves in thievery or theft itself, these persons were being stoned to deletion or being stoned to death is so scriptureless. You will be called in a bigger field. What will be done into you is like you will be given punishment. In fact, in African context, what they do, if you're still using the left hand is what they will cut. It happens to other communities today. If you go to the community in central Kenya, this is the Meru. These Meru people, they have a cash crop called cat, and this cat itself is so prestigious to them, such that if you're found stealing this cat, the community, they will not only delete you, but the best remedy and punishment they will give you is they will cut the hand or the leg where you used to steal with. Such time, if you go to that community up to now, you'll find people who don't have this. It really taunts you and gives you a signal or a projection that this person might have been stealing, this person might have been involved into theft, or this a thief that at one point was punished. That's how they do it. Therefore, it worries me when other people still believe and justify theft. I will explain that. There are seasons when this kind of theft do normally happen. And as now, I might say it might be a season in Nyabohanze because it's so unusual. How is it being operated? One, we have the planned theft. The planned theft, people just plan and they do it systematically from A to point to B because they've already studied the ground they want to go and steal. As at now, they've stolen the dogs and the animals, which means it's planned and they have people facilitating them. We have systematically, they do them in systems. That today we are going to this village, tomorrow the other village. Are you there? They are system because they also do it. Are you there? We have the systemic theft. These are the theft that people know. These are the theft that's already pre-planned, maybe because there's an activity that is being done. Then the last captivation of it must be crowned with the theft. Remember when we explained the reasons of the circumcision, that some community involved in cattle rustling because there is an activation of a circumcision ceremony that due to happen or has just happened to qualify a point for you to become a warrior. Systemic. Others are the random theft, where there's somebody, they just thief randomly. They don't care whom they're stealing from. Then we have theft out of jealousy. Now, the theft out of jealousy is what now is happening in Debunking because people have been serial and marked. And the reasons why I'm telling you that, because there are people speaking, there are mouthpiece justifying, there are mouthpiece opposing what NASTO and people have been stolen from in Debunking speaking. Because you cannot justify theft unless you are a promoter, you are a sympathizer. Therefore, the AMQAROL and KOHERA combined, the argument itself suggests that they know what has happened in Debunking. They know because they are the mouthpiece of the theft or the thieves around. People must always talk about it. And must people be stagnated in life because you fear that you'll be stolen from. Therefore, I found this kind of argument itself so hogwash, so obsolete, and not making sense, so sterile. Therefore, we cannot promote theft and bad behavior because this is a social injustice. Perhaps let's listen to how this argument itself really progressed, and you will be shocked.
You are a university degree holder, you have money.
Guys, I want you to listen to what this man is talking about, and this one goes straight to the Morris family, and also it touches NASTO in a way, because when he's talking about ignorance, he's talking about the people who are in the village that they've done well, they've gone to school and everything, and they've come back home and they're doing so well in the community, but they're assuming that everyone else is living well. You understand? So, for example, like in NASTO's case, I think this is where this whole story is coming from. From NASTO's case, he got into YouTube, he started building up a beautiful home, then he started putting up the walls, the perimeter walls, and then the people around him, like the likes of Bushman and the rest, they knew that this guy now is starting to hide something, okay? He's living so well with his Wi-Fi on, and, you know, he's cooking food, nice food, eating, you know, living like he's in the UK, according to how they always say, okay? So he assumes that everyone else is living well anyway, and then he doesn't look around to see I have a poor or some humble families around me that will feel me. Maybe every time I'm roasting my meat, I'm eating my food, they'll be feeling me. You know, they can see me living well. And then that is a danger to your life. It is a danger to your life because people are seeing you driving a good car, you know, riding your car, getting in your compound, closing the doors. Your kids are riding bikes and all those things according to how this old guy was explaining. But the other kids outside the compound, they're not riding their bikes. Only yours is riding. You understand? They're looking at you. And you become a threat in the community at some point. So what do? There is some measures that you need to take. But again, Mr. Kohera says there is ignorance in this kind of people who live in the village, living a good life and assuming that everyone else is living the same lifestyle. Listen.
Money, you have your big car, you have story houses, you have what. And if you know, those people who never went to school, they will destroy you. They will destroy you. Here is a case where you are always roasting meat at night. You can let us go back to the typical African village. Here is around 7:30 to 9 o'clock when supper is being prepared. And in your home, what is taking place there is actually roast meat.
Wow.
Roast meat, always. Roast meat, chapatis, good cakes, that smell hoovers all over the village.
To the argument
while other people's children.
And what is perturbing me is the argument that is now being supported by Kohera and being facilitated now by AMQAROL. You cannot tell us and you cannot equate that people who are doing well in Nyaboanze or in any village, the likes of Marwa, the Dimwango, the David Juniors, the likes of Mama Ann's, those who have built and erected the perimeter wall, that those are the reasons why they're being stolen from. Therefore, you equate that whole process itself, expensive one, tedious one, the hard work that people have sweated to put their constructive work on ground to protect them, then you're telling us and you reduce it to the notion and a mere zero reasoning that it's ignorance for them to erect fence, it's ignorance for them to put CCTV, it's ignorance for them to stay wealthy in the village because they will be stolen from. So primitive indeed. Surely. Really. I've got reasons why I must tell you, if AMQAROL and Kohera is not the sympathizer or the facilitators of this kind of heinous act itself, because it has been proven a rocket time that part of the lazy gang has been sponsoring people. If you can remember the house of David Jr., the guy was arrested, told the truth that he was sent to go and do the heinous act in David Jr.'s house. Cut all the metals, the foundations were down, and these things were stolen. It's quite perturbing. If this is the reason, I hear you talking that, and Kohera is saying, because you will be cooking meat and all the smell will be hovering. So, is there anywhere meat is being cooked and the osmosis process itself doesn't take place? It must. Does that one justify theft? The bottom line, you cannot justify theft. Whether it's sweet, whether it's out of jealous, whether you don't like a person, the theft itself is a social injustice. Which means, if you become a serial one, you must now not stay with the people within the society because you belong to the prison. behind bars. And if this is the reasoning itself that you people want now to justify, and you be in a celebratory mode, that NASTOs, the AMQAROLs, and the likes have been stolen from, therefore, it is a bad reasoning itself. And it tells you it is theft organized or orchestrated out of jealousy because I hear Kohera and you very well, which means you dislike the development that the NASTOs, the AMQAROLs, that the people now are erecting the perimeter walls not to do such kind of development. So you want people to stay the same. So you want people to stagnate in life, people to just stay shagala bagala, not organized. You want people not to stay in modernized, people to stay in those mud houses. I want to tell you, even in the inception of mud houses, in those olden days, thieves were there. You can still be stolen from, whether you have perimeter wall, whether you don't have perimeter wall as well, you could still be. Therefore, to suggest and air our ignorance publicly, telling people that these are the reasons why NASTOs and AMQAROLs are being stolen from, it's kind of a hogwash. This is a primitive mind that will make people lag behind, that will make people never to develop, that will make people never to live decent life. Just live your life, do whatever you want to do, don't live recklessly, but whenever there is theft, go report to the police, because the police will be dealing with that kind of issue. So you guys, you also saying that AMQAROL hasn't been helping people because you are telling people that you erect and you ignore people. So now let's look at AMQAROL story. AMQAROL has been doing charity and helping people in the village. As that prevented people not stealing from him, it's been stolen from very many times by people closest to him. People have been sent to AMQAROL's villa and stole the generator and water pump. Even the Gintu itself stole the jacket, is still putting the jacket forcefully. Tells you how evil human beings are. Then you come in the camera and you support that. I hear you saying that NASTO is a man for himself, has never helped anyone. It's a lie. Even if you are suffering from amnesia disorder, haven't you people seen NASTO doing charity work in the organization, more so to the vulnerable, to the orphanages, taking mattresses, taking his money there? So what kind of help do you want NASTO to help people? So NASTO has been giving back, unless you people, you are disputing it. So what are the things that can support your agreement that now you are pro-theft? Even if you dislike people because of their development record, and you don't have them, therefore you are so jealous. Simply, they were celebrating in a silent mode, and I got them right back. And this is why I'm telling you, I'm acutely sure that the faces behind theft and heinous acts as Kohera Senior, and their mouthpiece AMQAROL is now suggesting and equating these things that, you know, all the houses that you build with all the walls, perimeter walls that have been erected, these are the reasons why the thieves will come for you. What a shallow thinking. What a shallow thinking itself. Whether a wall is erected or not erected, you cannot justify theft. Nowhere you cannot justify theft. The only antidote to theft is prison. Other people will involve themselves in a mob justice. You won't justify, oh, because you know, NASTO, you've erected your wall, because, oh, NASTO, AMQAROL, you've been cooking good food and the smell is killing us, and that's the reason why we came to Balga, your place. By that time, you'll be rotting into jail. By that time, other people will be on their graveyard. So to be speaking. So let me know what you think at the comment section. Until next time, this is Senior Zach.